Hello, everybody, and welcome to PL Holonet. I am JD123, and today I'm joined by Nero Cole. Say hi.
I guess this is the first time I've returned to an Imperial HoloNet video in probably a while.
We're not doing shooting the Skype people because I'm saving that sixth episode for something special because it fits with my thematics. But we are going to do a commentary. So yeah, another commentary, pretty quick. If you're watching this by timeline, unless you're from the future, then I hope everything's okay. Um, Reminds you of better times if the apocalypse has happened or something like that.
If you're watching this movie during the apocalypse, I would like to meet you in person because I wonder where your priorities are, but
You know, the future's gonna be weird. Anywho, today, folks, we are doing yet another Star Wars commentary. One that I've already done, yet one I keep finding myself returning to. That's right,
this is technically the second time you've done this, Joel.
maybe third. I don't
Actually,
remember.
no, this is the third time because if you count the first time was with you and Red. This was before I was even on the HoloNet,
Right?
and that was when your audio got cut, so the entire 2.5 hours is just Fred talking to dead air.
Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen here, because that would be sad. But anywho, today we are doing yet again Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. In probably the most weirdest way I've ever been asked to do a commentary just of this movie, just out of the blue. And again, of this movie. Not Last Jedi, not New Hope, not even Empire. This movie. So, yeah, this was Cole's idea, if anybody's asking.
Let me give a little preamble first. Right before Last Jedi came out, Joel and I did kind of a rerun through the mainline Star Wars films, 1 through 7. We watched through this film, and Joel and I had a very, very odd experience watching this film again, like a couple months ago. I had a very different experience with this film that I've had in all my years of having seen this film.
How many times have you seen this film?
That's a good question. I've seen it a couple times actually. The prequels I saw quite a bit. So, I don't remember how many times. I couldn't count the amount of times I've seen this, and probably any number I conjure wouldn't be accurate to the amount of times I've actually seen it.
I've seen a bunch too on like TV and stuff, so you know.
Mm.
It's pretty in my brain at this point. So,
I've seen all of the 1 through 6 at least 5 times each.
I think I've seen more than that, but yeah,
I've definitely seen all of them more than that, but at least that much.
definitely. So, yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Very.
Let's see how this goes. So, people, get your DVDs set, get your timestamps to 000.
Bear in mind, we are watching the older editions of this. So if you have the newer edition, some of the logos may look different. I doubt it, but
I don't think you need fanfare, but you definitely get. I don't think anything else really changed.
they don't have the 20th Century Fox logo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You know, it'd be funny if the deal really does go through. I'd like to see the 20th Century Fox logo come back.
Yeah, that's the one good thing. So yeah. So get your timestamps ready 000 and press play right now.
Right. 20th Century Fox.
Mine's still on a black. There we go. Now 20th Century Fox.
Okay, so you and I are right around the same time. Sorry, fine.
Okay, I have my audio good. I'm good.
I missed this IHX startup, the whole one with it popping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Plus, I really missed this one. I also, oddly, one of my favorite things about the Clone Wars movie is their version of the IHX. That's the weirdest version of IHX, but it's pretty damn cool.
I forgot what it looks like, to be honest. It's been a while. I don't watch that Star Wars movie that much.
I don't either. I watched it some. That and The Last Jedi and Force Awakens are probably the ones I've seen the least.
That's because they're the newest ones. Although Attack of the
Clones,
although Clone Wars, Clone Wars, I can see why. It's the best movie to watch.
It's a fun movie to have if you got nothing to do.
Yeah, it's just a good time right there. There's unrest in the galactic Senate. Several thousand solar systems have declared their intentions to leave.
I haven't gotten there yet, Joel.
Oh, I'm there.
Let me speed it up.
We're gonna be a few seconds delayed. I'm on the second paragraph of the crawl, going on third now.
All right, we're good. I'm on the second, so we're good.
Senator Amidala, the former Queen of Naboo, is returning to the Galactic Senate to vote on the critical issue of creating an army of the Republic to assist the overwhelmed Jedi.
Okay, so you and I are I synced up as about as good as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
What is your favorite of the opening crawls, Joel?
Ooh, I don't know. Empire's got a good one.
Yeah, Empire. I like Force Awakens, particularly for the novelty of it.
Oh, definitely. I like the newer ones too because they just for the novelty of like crawl. It's so
Yeah,
cool to see it in theaters.
yeah. Keep in mind, Force Awakens was the first one. Was the first crawl I actually saw in the theaters.
Mine was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those Naboo ships. I really
They're
miss
so
them.
pretty.
I love the ship designs in these movies. That's the one thing. If I had to give one criticism of the newer movies, is I'm not the biggest fan of their ship designs.
Yeah,
They're a little subpar.
that's true. I mean, to be fair, this is the core. It's everything's fancier. It's all like we're the rich people.
Well, yeah, technically we're on Coruscant, so
Gotta bring your best people or your worst.
is Coruscant ever mentioned in the original trilogy? I don't think it is.
Nah, Coruscant doesn't become a thing until
Episode 1.
no, even before then. It's the Thrawn trilogy.
Well, Episode 1 is the first movie we see it in.
Oh yeah. Originally, the Imperial capital was gonna be called. I always get it wrong. Hanabatten. Did you watch those documentaries I sent you, Cole?
No, I never had the time.
Oh.
To be remind people, I'm taking statistics this year, so sometimes it's harder. It's a lot harder for Joel and I to meet up at different times. So there's our two.
Yeah, if anyone has a chance, watch the SF Debris videos about these films. They're really well informed. Like apparently, episode 2 didn't even have like a script ready until like a couple weeks before the shooting.
See, that's kind of weird. Because the funny thing I have with this movie is the more I think about it on a script level, I think it has a better script in some ways than Episode 1.
Well, strangely, I think episode 3 also suffered. Like George kept delaying the writing part. Like
Yeah. Like I'll say this, Joel.
I think episode 3 still has the better script, but that's just me.
Some of the things, yeah, I'll agree. There, Episode 3 does have the better script, but this movie, with the one complaint I've always heard across, especially in 1, is that it opens up with talks about trade negotiations and that being kind of the background of the movie. I can understand that to a degree, and some people weren't happy when stuff like that came up in this movie. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, that kind of stuff actually serves the plot in this movie.
It's weird to think about this now that you're saying it, and because we're talking about Last Jedi. Like Empire, I think this film wants to be the more character-driven movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think the directing does it justice.
No. And I will give it that. This movie has some really shoddy directing at times. I will say out of between 1 and 2, I think 1 is the better directed. On a script level, I think 2's better.
I definitely think that if you gave this to, and I don't want to, throw shade at George Lucas, especially in these days where everything of them like all over the place. Like, I just feel like, if somebody was a little more, like a different type of director that George Lucas is not, then this film could have definitely have been given a boost.
Oh, yes. I definitely agree. I also say this, I like the change of CGI Yoda here. I was not a big fan of Puppet Yoda in 1.
What about Puppet Yoda in Last Jedi?
He looks great in Last Jedi.
People keep saying, I keep hearing mixed things. Some people really like Puppet Yoda in Last Jedi, others don't.
I love him in Last Jedi. I think the Puppet Yoda in 1 looks absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, definitely not the best.
I think part of it is because the quality of it just isn't that good. But the thing I like about the political undertones here, Joel, is that it all ultimately serves the story in the long run.
Right. I still think structurally, though, I think episode 2 should have been episode 1.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe I wouldn't feel that way if they had changed some things around in episode 1. Part of the thing with episode 1 that I have more issues with it now is I feel like we drag our feet quite a bit in the first half of episode 1.
The problem with episode 1 is that it's a bit superfluous in the long run.
Yes, exactly.
It's too early. You started the story too early.
Well, the big problem is it's a setup film. Its main reason is to introduce Padme, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, and I guess Palpatine in the long run.
See, this is where the story actually starts in the prequels.
Yes, exactly.
Where all the cool stuff happens. Well, there's some cool stuff in episode 1 for you, like Plagueis and the Darth Maul stuff in the comics, but...
And I guess Maul, if you are a big fan of Maul, and I am a fan of Maul. I do like Maul.
Yeah.
I will say the one consistent thing that is great throughout these films is Ewan McGregor. He is continuously great in these films.
And Ian McDiarmid.
Yes, Ian McDiarmid. Ian McDiarmid slays it in these roles.
Oh.
He always has so much fun.
Mm-hmm. There's Bale.
Yep. And like I said, all this stuff, we're building somewhere. You see what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
I feel like we're constantly building towards something, whereas episode 1, it feels like it's a bit disjointed at times.
I can see that. We do spend a lot of time on Tatooine.
Yes. See what I mean here, Joel? I actually like Anakin here when he's being subtle.
Yeah. I think I do buy the French. I know some people don't. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I can buy it.
The problem with Hayden Christensen is that either he's being directed to overact, or that's just his natural go-to, and George just isn't telling him to kind of to hold it back a bit.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Hayden Christensen personally. I know he can act. Some people say he can.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is that happens sometimes with actors, is that sometimes if you have an actor who's really outgoing, they're a lot harder to be controlled unless you have a director who's willing to take control.
There's Jar Jar.
Yep.
Apparently, because of the backlash of episode 1, his role got cut back.
Yeah. Which is weird, because I never hated Jar Jar in episode 1.
Well, here's a fun fact, actually. George did change a lot of episode 2 because of the fan backlash. Things like Jar Jar and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Padme's hairstyle here.
No. I think the ultimate problem with episode 2 is this should have been episode 1, and that would have made episode 2 the Clone Wars, I guess.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I would have had a little tighter opening introducing Anakin and Obi-Wan in different ways, but other than that...
Maybe had more Dooku? That'd be nice.
Yes. Especially with Clone Wars, Dooku's presence in these films feels kind of weird, especially, let's be honest, when Dooku and Anakin meet again in episode 3, that was very much to be played very differently than what it was with Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
See, like I said, the subtlety behind this is fine. You know?
Yeah.
I also like this banter back and forth between the two. You can definitely see their strife between the two, which is good setup for how 3 closes off.
Definitely.
Out of all the films, Ian McGregor looks the most different here.
I'm gonna get the long mohawk hair. You got not mohawk hair, but just the long mullet hair.
Yeah,
mohawk hair. Yeah.
The one you can tell there's a similarity between 1 and 3. At least I can.
Also, here Ewan McGregor has a beard too. He
has a beard in 3 too.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, he has some chops here. The problem is the dialogue doesn't serve him very well, which also doesn't help.
Oh, definitely.
I never said the script was perfect. On a dialogue level, it's not good, but on a structure level, it's fine.
There's Django.
Oh, how I wish Bounty Hunter was still canon.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, a sad thing about Zam is she feels kind of superfluous without Bounty Hunter.
Oh, yeah. She's awesome in Bounty Hunter. And Django, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's really sad, too, because that's one of the best Star Wars games. The camera in it's atrocious, but other than that... I love how everything's as quiet as a tomb. And it's just, I don't think she liked me watching her.
We'll give this to the old Star Wars prequels. They definitely slow down, and it's not like action all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes to its detriment.
Yeah. The one action scene I can't defend is the one in the factory. that ultimately doesn't serve much of a purpose other than to get them captured.
Beat its action.
True. But structurally wise, it doesn't serve much of anything. I would have rather had Anakin confront Dooku early, and then a second encounter, and that's where he gets his arm cut off.
Do you think that was a set we just saw or green screen? I couldn't tell.
The one with him in the room?
Mm-hmm.
It's a room, definitely.
Okay, the window looked a little too green screeny, though.
No, that's definitely green screen, but the room, no.
I don't like complaining about the special effects too much, but maybe it's not aging as well anymore.
Probably not. Also, bear in mind, Joel, if you've watched any of the behind-the-scenes photos of 1 or 2, you could understand just how much of the sets they did create. They created quite a few sets.
Oh yeah, I know that. I heard they did.
Quite a few intricate ones at that too.
Oh yeah, I know that. Like the whole it's all green screen thing is kind of a myth.
Yeah.
Those backgrounds do not look good.
Yeah, those backgrounds do not look good. Sad thing is that Blade Runner, which was made even many years before this, looks better than this. Screen screen wise.
I mean, yeah, the technology was still being developed, so we can thank that.
True. I like to say the dialogue here, it's not pointless. We're building somewhere, and it will serve a purpose much later. You know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like people dog this movie for so much of it being pointless. I'm like, I don't agree with that.
Phantom Menace is kind of more pointless.
Yes, exactly. I think partially this movie comes down to be more of a tasting and just what the things that you don't like sticking out a bit more.
Well, I do know people who actually like Phantom Menace more than Attack the Clones.
Yeah, I do too. I'm beginning to think I'm not one of those people.
It varies. I've heard back and forth. People really hate Phantom Menace or they really hate Attack of the Clones. So it's like they either say Phantom Menace is weird but bizarre, but in a good way, but kind of in that weird kind of what's going on way, while Attack of the Clones is just kind of eh.
Yeah. Do they ever name what these bugs are?
I'm sure there is. I just don't know what it is.
Now, I'm going to point something out when Anakin says that he's a good man.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they say that, because one of the biggest issue I have with this film, and I haven't thought about this until much later, Joel.
Yeah.
When Padme and Anakin are having the picnic and they're talking about the government they'd like to have,
mm-hmm.
and Padme says that's what we do. The problem is just people don't always agree. And Anakin says, well, they should be made to. She's like, well, who's going to make them? And he says, someone. He says, you? He's like, of course that means like someone was. And he says, sounds like a dictatorship to me. I get what that's setting up. But the big issue, but the more I've thought about that, Joel, what purpose does that conversation ultimately serve?
I have no idea.
Because the more you think about it, like, that really isn't Vader.
I think maybe it is Vader. I just don't think we just get it fleshed out enough.
Well, I'm not even. Well, think about it, Joel. Because in the long run, that really isn't Vader. Vader really doesn't have much of an ideology in the long run, especially considering the reason he
I think he likes efficiency. I think he likes kind of like just the do whatever it takes to win. Don't forget about debate and all that.
Well, the funny thing is, Joel, that's not even the reason he becomes Vader. Well, let's be honest. The reason he becomes Vader is because of Padme.
That's true.
So ultimately, that doesn't serve much to set up anything as far as movies go. He really becomes Vader out of his own selfishness, and basically just becomes a pawn in the later movies. He's kind of the heavy for the Emperor.
Oh yeah, totally.
So in that sense, not that couldn't work. If that's the way they went, I just had a hard time knowing exactly what it is they're trying to play it as.
It's definitely the problem with some of these prequels that I think the focus is in the wrong places.
Yes, exactly. And it's that time where I'm like, not that couldn't work, but that doesn't seem to be where you're going with it. And by the end, it isn't where you're going with it. Because Vader's just kind of a husk at the end of 3.
I do think maybe stuff like Clone Wars can some of that stuff kind of helps flesh that out.
Yes, thankfully. Thankfully, it does.
Get you more into Anakin's head.
But the other issue I have with it, if we really think about it, the big reason one of the things Anakin points to when he's trying to get Mace not to kill Palpatine is he says he must stand trial.
I don't know. Maybe that's true. That's like, isn't that one of the big things about democracy? People standing trial.
Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait
like,
a minute.
Either you care about that, or you just want him alive for a few more days.
Yeah. So the more I think, so like I said, there's definitely issues with this film going forward, especially in the greater scheme of things.
I like this.
I do too.
That piece.
And we're building somewhere, people. We are building somewhere. This is not a pointless action scene. We are trying to get somewhere. When you have action that doesn't serve the story, that's a problem. But when it does... Also, how did that not do more damage to them?
Will the Force. It's like act of God.
It was the Celestials.
Yep. Act of Celestials.
Technically, the Celestials are actually canon.
No, not new canon. They're just now the Mortis gods.
Yeah.
They retconned that. They're just now the Mortis gods.
Yeah. And see, I like the banter. I just wish we had more of it.
Yeah.
If I could say one thing, the production design of all the ships and whatnot is really good.
Oh, definitely. You ever realize that the prequels always look a little cartoony?
Yes.
Just the aesthetic compared to classic Star Wars and even Disney Star Wars.
Yes.
Maybe that's the point. Like, I'm not criticizing.
I think that is the point. Do we ever hear any cursing in this movie?
Well, Han Solo does a hell in episode.
I'm not saying those movies. In this movie,
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think we do. Other than Jedi, Voodoo, they cuss at them in the other languages. But other than that,
I mean, maybe hell said. They say hell. I don't know.
I would love to hear. I would love to learn how to cuss at people in Huttese.
Oh, that'd be great.
And see, and I like this scene. Yeah, I like everything. Yeah, this looks good. It's amazing to me that this thing doesn't have other guns.
Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't know what this ship is.
I do like this design of the speeder.
Oh, we see her in her changeling form.
Yep. Zem is still a she, right?
Yeah.
I thought. It took me a while to figure out what exactly he struck her, but he just struck her a piece of glass. See?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this is going on a little too long. I think we're wrapping up. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we're up. Beep, beep, get the hell out of the way. Oh, that doesn't look good. Let's see how many of the aliens we can pick out.
Rodian, human. One guy looks like a proto-Kanjika guy.
I wish they would put Selkath in one of these movies. Which, funny thing, the Selkath are actually canon. Because Selkath appears in Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Twi'lek. Quarren.
Oh, you do see Quarren?
I saw corn. Well, there's one.
Oh yeah, there's one. Yeah.
Biff.
There's a Biff. What is that blue thing? The thing with the weird face?
I always forget the name. I remember going to this bar in Bounty Hunter.
Do you go to this bar in the Bounty Hunter?
If not, it's a very similar looking bar.
I like the line of patience. He went in there to. This weapon is your life. I do wish this line got a bit more weight to it.
Yeah, especially now because Anakin's lightsaber is like one of the most important things in Star Wars.
Why don't you listen to me? I am trying. That's like the biggest bullshit. Oh no. Okay, yeah. I'm surprised this is PG-13. I'm surprised this is PG.
What do you mean? I missed that.
There was some. You could basically see a girl's ass pretty clearly.
It's a skanky bar.
Yeah, true. At least she wasn't a Twi'lek. I don't know if that's canon anymore, that basically Twi'leks are developed to be sex prostitutes, basically.
I don't think so.
Twi'leks are from Ryloth, right?
Yeah, that's still true. Ooh, look, a purple one. Oh, look, there's Jar Jar's actor.
Oh, yeah.
And C-3PO's actor somewhere in here, too.
Hey,
oh, look, it's Death Stick's guy.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
He did, and then he went back to selling Death Sticks, according to EU.
Oh, that sucks. What was the Patron's making hot teas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say some of this scene is directed well, other times not so much. Like when Zam's coming up on Obi-Wan, that's not directed the best. I do like the music for it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very hard to tell who she's going towards. But he cut her arm off, right?
Right. Maybe not.
I can't tell. I can never tell exactly what he cut off.
Maybe it didn't harm.
Jedi, let's just go back to your drinks. Do you know who else you're trying to kill?
I do know that somebody said that when Hayden Christensen talked, he wanted to get some inflections of his voice to sound a little like James Earl Jones. Just kind of like do the Vader speak.
Huh. I feel like when he really over emotes, like what he says with "Tell us now," that doesn't quite work. But when he says, "Who hired you? Tell us," that's fine. Toxic Dart. I do like the temple. The temple looks good.
Oh, definitely. I don't know why Phantom Menace looks nicer, though, in the movie.
I would imagine part of that is probably set design.
Maybe. There's some good sets here, too.
Well, keep in mind, we don't jump from place to place as much as we do in this movie.
That's true.
Episode 1 is a lot more confined to basically 3 areas.
I know.
We got a Coruscant, Camino, Tatooine, and Geonosis in this movie.
We got a lot of planets.
Yeah. I wonder what the Star Wars movie with the actually no, the Star Wars movie with the most planets is episode 3.
I think it's it has to be episode 3 because we have an entire montage.
I was thinking of which cool. It was cool in Solo that we finally got to hear Felucia mentioned again.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's canonically pronounced Felucia now.
It was always pronounced Felucia.
Except in Battlefront 2, they pronounced it Felucia.
Oh wow.
Like I said, this serves a purpose.
I kind of wish there was more of these two interacting with one another.
I do too.
It's kind of their only time.
Other than 3.
Oh yeah, but with 3 they're in it a lot.
Yeah. But when they interact, it's good.
Oh, definitely. Their scene together always perfect.
Like I said, there's a lot more good here than people, I think, give it credit for. Now, there's a lot of bad. I'm not going to deny that.
There's a lot of bad.
Yeah, I am not going to deny that. I can't. I don't know which is worse though. I've seen I don't know what dialogue is worse, this movie or a movie called The Loft that I saw a year or two ago.
Well, considering you can still quote things from Attack of the Clones every now and then, probably The Loft, but I don't know.
Well, especially The Loft, partially because of how some of that dialogue is delivered. His abilities have made him arrogant. I do like that. I do like that.
Even the older, more experienced.
Yep. What is your whole opinion of the whole prophecy thing, Joel?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on prophecies inherently, but I don't know.
I've never hated it that much, but
I wish they did more with it in the prequels.
Yeah. I do like it. Padme's hair here.
Yeah, it's got the Leia look.
Yep.
I mean, I can understand why Anakin thinks he's so big, because he knows he's the chosen one. Bad idea to always tell your chosen one they're the chosen one.
Why would they tell him that?
I don't know, think because it maybe make him more responsible.
Yeah, but what?
It always happens. They think if they know that they're going to be more responsible, but it's always more counterintuitive. It feels like. I love those droids in the background just building the windows. There's always some cool background gags.
I do like Anakin talking about this. Like I said, it's when he overdoes it that it gets a little much. See, like this, him using the Force to do that feels good.
Show off.
But it also shows arrogant nature.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's where it starts to become a little overbearing.
Although, after seeing Last Jedi, now seeing all the sequel trilogies, yeah, you can see that Luke and Ben are from this dude's gene pool.
Yeah. I think maybe part of the problem, the reason this starts becoming a bit too much is how Hayden Christensen uses emotes. Not necessarily with his voice, but with his face.
Or is told to emote. I think he did. Or he's told. I don't know. I like some of the things with his face.
I'm not saying I don't dislike all of it. It's when he starts to overact that it becomes
too much.
Yeah.
Somebody once said that Hayden Christensen was like the proto for every like bad boy movie stereotype that we would get in the early to mid 2000s.
There's some chemistry going on between the two of them here.
Milady, who do you think you are, Chat Noir?
But see, I like the way they talk to each other, especially there when he's not overacting. But I do like the way they interact. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Who is this woman again?
She is body double. Like, I forget. I think something else. She's like another body double, basically. Or just or a or whatever.
Why don't they just hire a changeling?
I don't know. I don't think the changeling can hit. I don't know how their powers work. I like Padme's headgear here.
I do too.
Oh.
It looks very fake, but it looks cool.
Oops, sorry. Hang on. Getting an odd number.
Still there, Joel?
Yeah, the phone's ringing, sorry.
I will say I do like that headpiece. It looks very fake, though.
I like it. I kind of like this.
I like it. I just think it looks like it's made out of plastic.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Might be lighting.
1-800 number called me in the middle of a podcast. How strange.
Do not pick those up, Joel.
Oh, no, I never did.
Does that guy find out their secret?
I don't remember. I want to say yes, because I think somewhere maybe does. I know Captain Panaka. No, I think he does. Yes, I think so. I know Captain Panaka, right, because Captain Panaka knows? Who becomes Moff Panaka? Yeah, I think he does. I think they both know.
Whatever happened to Captain Panaka in these movies?
I don't know. I know he became a Moff later and then got killed.
See, we've had a female droid.
I think we've had plenty of female droids in the past.
There's Dax.
I love Dex.
There too. CGI's not as good as it used to be, but
You know, I don't like it when people complain about this bar. It's cool. I don't know.
I do too. I like
this
the
is
bar.
when people complain about this, like, this is the most nitpicky complaint I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, the diner's cool. I like the diner. Because I go to these my places like this all the time, so it's like...
And I don't get that. And yes, sir, the CGI is not aged well, but it's serving the plot. We are ultimately building somewhere.
I mean, I will say this. It does have a forward trajectory, I guess, where Phantom Menace kind of stops its story in the middle.
Yeah.
It starts back up when we get to Coruscant, though.
Yes.
See, I think that's the problem with Phantom Menace. I think when you get to Tatooine, it's like you're in a completely different story.
Yes. I don't think Jake, especially the focus basically gets put on Jake Lloyd.
I think that's another problem with Phantom Menace. I don't think there's who's the main character of Phantom Menace?
That's the big issue too, yeah.
Here I can kind of see who the main characters are.
Yeah. Let's be honest, the three main characters of this movie are Padme, Obi-Wan, and Anakin.
Oh yeah, definitely. At least there's a...
Whereas in Phantom Menace, it's very disjointed. That's why I say on a script level, 2 probably is a lot more coherent. Which I feel like people are going to chastise us for saying all this.
I can see why.
What do you mean?
No, I can see why you think that.
Yeah. I mean, this is, to be fair, people, let me just put it in perspective right now. I have had wildly different experiences over the years with many different movies.
Look, there's Count Dooku. There was a deleted scene here explaining him being one of the lost, 13, or I forget. A Jedi who left the Jedi Order.
Yeah. Fun fact, the librarian is actually, she gets killed in the Episode 3 game.
Episode 3 game, she gets killed in the Darth Vader comic. She dies a lot.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm. Not as much as Shaak Ti, though, but still.
Yeah, Shaak Ti gets killed every which way. Shaak Ti just never catches a break.
No, there's no universe where she lives.
The sad part is, the best death she ever gets is the one is where she dies in The Force Unleashed.
And that doesn't make any sense, because Starkiller whoops her.
Yeah.
It's only cool visually, because it's cool looking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like Obi-Wan doing some detective work.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Also, seeing the Holo Library is a really cool thing. Also, why are they not going through hyperspace?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
I just thought about that.
Oh, that's right. They're supposed to be refugees.
Yeah, so how wouldn't they? I like this dialogue.
And now it gets silly.
Yeah.
I know, it was funny. I was talking to my mom a couple weeks ago. She said to me that she didn't think Natalie Portman was a good actress.
I disagree.
She never liked her much.
She's been in a lot of good stuff. Now this movie doesn't do her justice. I'm not going to debate that, but...
That's a silly line.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
See, some of the dialogue here is fine. Other times it gets really...
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't tell a girl you dream about them.
Yeah. That just tells me you sound celibate.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there's the Ayla cameo.
Here's a good scene coming up. I like this scene with the kitties.
I do too.
I mean, yeah, the kitties aren't acting very well, but, yeah. They're so cute. They're like little kindergartners.
Also getting to see kid aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natalie Portman's been in a lot of good stuff. She was in a movie that I didn't quite like, but I loved her in it, called Annihilation. She was really good in that.
Gotcha.
Natalie Portman's also won an Oscar. She won for Black Swan.
This is my favorite. I love this. I love the scene with Yoda.
Yeah.
Yoda with the little children.
This also tonally is very accurate to what he sounds like in Last Jedi.
And Empire.
Yeah. Now this is cool.
I wonder if those lightsabers are like on timid or something to make sure the little kids don't hurt themselves in case something happens. Oh.
Here's another relevant question, Joel.
Yeah.
What if those lightsabers were set to timid when Anakin attacked?
Oh boy. Let's not think about that, Cole.
Oh God. I didn't think about that.
I think one of those was supposed to be George Lucas's kid.
I believe that's true.
But they're so cute. Those younglings.
I wonder why Yoda doesn't connect the dots faster than it's Dooku.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did. I think. Whoa, Cole, you're fuzzy.
I'm here.
Well, anyway, I think because the Jedi still don't want to think Dooku's gone full Sith Lord yet.
But I feel like if anyone was going to know, Yoda would know the best.
Probably. Maybe he has his suspicion. See, that's the problem, is Dooku's such a non-entity.
Yeah.
And the villains are like a non-entity. It's like, this is kind of the problem, is like, we're just kind of moseying along. My one complaint about the building too cool is like, where's the enemy? Where's the looming shadow here? It's like, we're just kind of just moseying along the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Which is cool, to a certain extent. Like, because, I will give the new movies a little bit of flack for this. They're so fast, and they're always so action-paced. Like, I mean, to be fair, it's like, it's a bit of whiplash, because these movies are, like, so slow, and we're just, like, look at it, we're just walking along the aisle.
Part of the issue, too, Joel, is that there is an enemy we're building towards. It's just the enemy just doesn't have a great presence.
That's the problem. We need more, like, signs of separatism going on.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird thinking about, like, how these prequels are, like, structured, and, like, a lot of it is just sitting and talking.
Yeah. Which it works a hell of a lot better in this movie than it does in Phantom Menace.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well, keep in mind, Joel, where a lot of that talking is done in episode 1.
Well, I like those Senate scenes, though. I think they're, like, the better stuff. I think that's the more interesting thing going on.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that, Joel.
Oh, you mean, like, Anakin?
Everything before that.
Yeah.
Because remember, Trade Federation, even though the Neimoidians do look cool, it doesn't ultimately serve much until much later. It doesn't even serve much until 2.
I mean, that's the ultimate problem with Phantom Menace. It's sort of superfluous.
That's what I mean. Like I said, if all the sitting around here, it serves something, whereas Phantom Menace, it just kind of becomes a non-entity by the end of it.
Well, not really. I mean, you still got the Neimoidians for episode 2 and Nute Gunray kind of a thing.
Well, that's what I mean.
By the way.
That's what I mean. In episode 1, they don't serve much of a purpose until 2.
I mean, they serve a purpose as the bad guys for episode 1. They're attacking Naboo.
Well, I wouldn't even call them the villains.
I mean, they are the villains. They are the ones we gotta stop and save the planet from the corporate people.
Well, like I said, I think that depends on what you would consider to be the main character of that movie.
That is true.
Because then that really blurs the line about what we're talking about. That's the big problem with episode 1. Like I said, on a script level, it doesn't help to really. It's hard to know exactly.
Oh, yep.
Hang on.
Better.
like I said, with episode 1, it's a lot harder to really dig into much because, like I said, a lot of it doesn't mean much until this movie. Episode 1 is mainly a setup movie that doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Other than setting up Anakin and Palpatine.
Even then, it doesn't do much.
Yeah. That's why there's more stuff for Star Wars happens in this movie.
Well, 3 is where the main meat is, to be fair.
Well, exactly. But the sitting down and talking to people ultimately serves more of a purpose. And it feels like we are building to an overall conclusion for this movie. But I do agree with you, the villains unfortunately just don't have a very strong presence. Which really sucks because I feel like they could.
I like the Kaminoans.
Yeah, I do too.
We'll say this, we haven't gotten many out there alien designs yet for a sequel trilogy or new stuff.
Yeah,
we got Port Gullet, but...
That's been my biggest complaint with the sequel trilogy is that the alien designs have been pretty bland.
Well, they have been more conservative in that front, I will say.
Huh?
I mean, they definitely have been more conservative with locations and stuff.
Yeah, that too. That's been my other big complaint is that I wish we'd go to some more out there planets. Which is funny because I feel like what's the salt planet in 8?
Great.
That's the most interesting planet in 8, in my opinion.
I like Canto Bight.
The problem with Canto Bight is it's basically a cleaner version of Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah.
There's nothing really outside the box in terms of planets that we've done. Whereas in the prequels, we really went outside the box with the planets.
Oh yeah, definitely. The world building prequels is like not subpar. That's the opposite. On point.
Yeah, they've been really imaginative in terms of planet design, set design.
I think the anthologies though have done a better job with the world building.
Yes, I agree. I like seeing Corellia and Solo. What little we see of it, but I liked it.
Oh, pretty. I will say though, and everyone makes this joke, but for somebody who doesn't want Anakin to fall in love with her, you sure are wearing like the most revealing outfits.
I think that's part of the hint is that she kind of does want him to. If you've seen the way they look at each other, that's pretty obvious.
Padme shaking, confused.
Now, I forgot the sand line.
Oh, the sand line.
I don't hate it as much as some people do.
I mean, who does? Well, I don't know. I like seeing it. It's fun to play in.
Yeah. No, I mean, its presence in this scene. And actually, for what it builds to, I actually do like it. You know what's funny, Joel?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of this. We set up 2 different ideas of Darth Vader, and we really only use one of them.
What do you mean?
We get the whole line about the dictatorship, and then we see Anakin slaughter the Sand People.
I think in other mediums they've managed to blend the two together pretty well. Like I've seen comics where Vader sees I don't know. Like I think they've done a good job in other mediums trying to expand on the two, and Vader likes the Order and just sort of the if you just sort of the discipline of it all. I don't think the movies go that way, but other stuff does.
I do like this scene.
The clones?
That and the scene between Anakin and Padme.
Yeah.
I think there's more credit. There's more for that relationship than I think people even let on.
Oh, I mean, George did have a specific vision for what that relationship was all about.
Yeah.
Maybe it just doesn't work now in a modern context.
That too, and I think some of the directing behind it doesn't elevate it enough.
Right. as much as I'm not about the Raylo, but I think that people just feel like that's a thing. Because in some ways, it is kind of what happens in the modern world. A girl falling for like bad boy, but hopefully at the end she dumps him.
Yeah.
You realize, oh wait, you're an abusive schmuck.
I'm pretty sure they're setting Ray up with Poe, but that's a different story.
That'd be awesome.
That would be. Oscar Isaac would be decent in the MCU. I just thought of this.
Oh, he'd be awesome anywhere.
He'd be great in the MCU. I'm not exactly sure who, but he'd be great.
But yeah, I think Defenders of the Padme Anakin relationship is sort of like, in terms of its execution, it's like, George was building upon like courtship and sort of ancient courtship, but also like stuff he grew up with the 40s and 50s when he was a teen, and it's like, maybe that's the problem, is like George is going a little too old fashioned.
Well, that too, and that he's trying to do that with younger actors.
I don't necessarily think younger actors is the problem. I just think,
I mean it in a sense of he's using younger actors with an older sense in a place that isn't necessarily always the case. It feels sort of out of place. Now, this scene right here.
Grass scene, right, for anybody who's a little behind or in front of us.
This scene, I do like this. I do like how they talk to each other here. This genuinely works for me. And I love when Anakin's like, all right, I get the picture.
Yeah.
But this is the whole thing about that whole dictatorship thing. This is the only part that doesn't really work. It could.
I think it does if other mediums.
Yes, but just movies alone. I also wish we saw the two of them argue on this ideology a bit more.
Especially because you're a senator, Padme. You're supposed to be the one arguing here.
Yeah.
That's another problem with Padme. We don't see her doing a lot of senatoring.
Yeah.
She's too much of a pretty face.
See, this right here.
Oh, that's great.
No, I actually like this.
No, I like it too.
Yeah, it works. And that smile genuinely feels real.
It's one of the only few genuine smiles, I think, in this movie.
Yeah.
I like this next scene too.
I do too. Like I said, there's stuff here, especially in the relationship, that works. It's not consistent, I'll give you that.
I love Anakin trying to just balance off this thing and just fail. CGI looks kind of cruddy, but it's
cruddy,
funny.
But not as bad as I thought it would look.
Ow.
I also like her dress here. See, now this, I like this. This feels genuine.
Yeah.
Does it always rain on Kamino?
I think so. I think it's one of those planets that's supposed to rain all the time. I don't remember.
Does it have landmass, or is it all underwater?
I think it's all underwater, with the exception of the cities.
Yeah, I mean it could be that. Oh, there's Boba. It could be the case of Manon, where there used to be land, but it's all sunken and it's just an ocean.
Maybe.
It's just one big ocean. I will say I don't like Kid Boba.
It's better in Clone Wars. They actually bring this kid back to voice him.
Yeah, but here he.
I'd be curious to see if he could handle a whole movie in the Boba Fett film, if that happens.
Is he old? Is he old enough?
Well, this was like what, 2006. Now it's 2018. He has to be in his 20s.
Yeah, I guess.
And Tamara Morrison. I mean, unless you do like a post Jedi and get Tamara Morrison back.
Yeah. I do like Django.
Oh, I love Django. And Bounty Hunter makes me love Django even more.
Exactly. I also like their dialogue between each other. The funny thing is, Django's written pretty slyly, and I like that.
Oh, definitely.
Which is funny, so some of the dialogue works, but other times it doesn't. It just feels very at odds with itself, you know? More straightforward, sure, especially compared to 1, but still kind of shoddy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the first mention. Oh, there's Tyrannus. That's the first time we hear Tyrannus, right?
Here you go. Sorry. Oh, I should have paused. I should have muted that. Oh, well. Well, I know that's another problem. It's like when, we find out who Tyrannus is at the end. I feel like that mystery is also not built up enough.
If I would have been... The other thing I would have done for 1, I would have had Dooku show up in 1.
I mean, I would have done definitely. I would have kept Darth Maul alive too, but that's.
I would have too. I would definitely have actually introduced Dooku in 1. That's another big issue I think 1 did, is that he's not really present in 1, especially since he's apparently especially because he's Qui-Gon's master.
Maybe, definitely, or at very least give Dooku more presence in this movie.
Yes. This is also another interaction I like.
You know what I realized about this movie, episode 2? This is one of the few times, with the exception of like that scene at the beginning with Boba and Wizel, we never spent it with the bad guys.
Yeah.
Think about that. We spend time with the bad guys in episode 1. We find out what they're doing. With episode 3, we do a little bit.
4, 5,
6, 7, 8, Rogue One, Solo. Well, not really.
You're right. That is strange.
I don't think actually no. Solo's like the other one where we really don't do that.
Yeah, that is really strange.
Like, it's all the heroes.
Yeah. Now this scene gets a little creepy.
Again, why are you wearing that? Yeah, Anakin, you think you're such a smoothie.
Well, keep in mind, I don't think Anakin has ever been with another girl, so I guess I can buy that if that's how they were trying to play it.
I mean, he's been with girls, just Jedi women.
Yeah. I'm not talking about romantically, Joel.
I know. I can buy. I mean, I guess I can buy Anakin being like awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke was no charmer either. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was. No.
Okay, this dialogue. I'm haunted by the kiss. You should never have beat me. You should never have given me. That's not good.
I can understand maybe that George was going old fashioned, but I just don't think it works.
No,
I don't think
especially here. The weird thing about it too is he goes between modern and old fashioned.
Yeah, like the scene in the grass. That feels more like a more modern what kids do
which is very
kids of the 2000s do. While here it feels like you're going with something either from the old times and maybe the 40s. I don't know what.
It's funny because when it's modern, it works.
You know what's always funny, Cole? I always hear people go back and forth on how much modern they want in Star Wars.
I'm fine with either as long as it works. You can like everybody says, you can make anything work. Anything can work. You just have to make it work.
Right.
Okay, now the dialogue here is a bit better.
Okay, that feels modern.
This feels better. See what I mean, Joel? There's something here. There is something here, but it's overshadowed by very
bad.
It's overshadowed by very odd writing. It tonally clashes with itself.
Oh yeah,
it's almost like George doesn't know exactly what he wants to go for.
Well, he did have trouble writing. Well, you gotta realize George Lucas does not like writing.
Which is why I find it weird he never got someone else to write it.
Yes, he did, but he's also got to realize something about Jordan Lucas. He's also very controlling and not trusting of people with his baby, which is Star Wars.
Yet somehow he sold it for $4 billion.
Well, that was a long time ago, and by then he was just kind of burnt.
Yeah.
There is actually technically a co-writer here in this movie.
Yeah. Is Cash in on this?
No, it's some other dude. But he didn't get to sadly do much. He didn't have like influence or anything. Again, watch SF Debris' video about this.
Cashton came back on 7, right?
Yeah. Watch SF Debris' video about it, and I'll get more of the details. I always forget like the minutia stuff.
Did Lucas and Cashton just burn bridges or something?
No. It's basically Cash just didn't want to do the prequel. So you're like, I don't even know if a prequel is a good idea. So like, he didn't want to touch that stuff.
Because I feel like if he were on it, it would have been a lot better in some ways, especially in a dialogue sense.
I mean, I probably would agree with that. To have somebody,
or even if he was an editor, it would have gone a long way.
I mean, again, SF Debris, the video, I keep repeating myself, but, it's like that really just gives you an interesting perspective on, like, the writing process behind the prequels. Like, the ideas are all there. Yeah. Everything's here. It's just very messy.
Yeah. Here's the other weird thing. Here's the other thing I always have been iffy about on this movie, Joel. The Kaminoans just give the clones to the Republic without doing any sort of background check on anyone, even though technically, is it still canon that Dooku's the one that commissioned them?
No, I think that was it was Sidious who did that under a pseudonym. I always forget. No, wait.
Technically, Sidious did do it, but it was under Dooku.
Oh yeah, that's right. But in the Plagueis novel, in the Plagueis novel, they knew about Kamino for a long time.
Keep in mind, that's what Bounty Hunter's about.
Right, and the Plagueis novel says that they've been at it even before the Bounty Hunter game.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, in Plagueis, the Bando Gora is a thing.
That's right.
This looks creepy. Think about that with your eyes closed, Joel.
Yeah.
I know, I'm an idiot. I'm an asshole, people.
Yeah.
I like this scene. I like the directing of this scene.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I like how he stands too. Very Vader-ish.
Yeah. I like this. Also modern.
I don't know. I don't think people say your presence is soothing.
He's a Jedi, Joel.
That's true. I mean, I guess we can't be 100% modern here.
Yeah. Modern in a fantastical sense.
Right. Let me share this. I can't wait to share this with everybody. We do this. I want comments, people, please.
Please tell us if what we're saying is complete bullshit.
Yes, please. I want that.
Because this is probably the most radical Star Wars video we've done, and that's saying something too. I do genuinely like this scene.
Mm-hmm. But by the way, for anyone in context who's not watching this, the scene was Anakin and Padme talking after Anakin had his nightmare about his mama.
Yeah.
And now we're here seeing Boba and Jango head off.
I do like this. I also like the fight between Jango and Obi-Wan.
I like this scene too. Fun fact, Boba was actually going to play a role in Episode 3.
Was he?
Oh yeah, like all the bounty hunter stuff here. This actually was going to come back in Episode 3. Like, George had a lot of ideas for Episode 3. Like,
that sucks.
It was going to be jam-packed. Like, he wanted to show the war off. He wanted to have the bounty hunters come back. He wanted Boba to kill Mace Windu. That kind of got kind of came back in Clone Wars. You know, some of the stuff some of the stuff, Cole, that you might say is superfluous here, actually does come back.
Well, the funny thing is, this stuff right here isn't superfluous.
That's true. But no, I mean, it would have built up to something even more in episode 3.
Yeah. Also, the hand-to-hand stuff is pretty good, too.
It kind of makes you wish that episode 3 were, like, longer. Like, 3-hour movie.
What's funny is that this is actually directed pretty decently.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, George Lucas, I think, is a good visual director.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows how to shoot he knows how to shoot a shot.
Yeah.
Trust me, not like I don't know, Michael Bay. Like, I can't see for heck.
Oh no, not good.
I mean, you know, like, say what you will about the prequels, and like they all have passions behind them.
Oh yeah.
You can dissect them.
Yeah, I do love this. I do love when Obi-Wan when he gets things off and he realizes, oh, not good.
Not good.
Also, Django is ripped as hell as he's able to do this. Then again, after a bounty hunter, I buy that. Oh, you know what's sad, Joel?
What?
We get authentic Mandalorian armor, but we don't get an actual clone armor. All of it is CGI.
Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah, that really sucks because I feel like that would be pretty simple to make, especially given this suit.
I don't know why we didn't get us.
I've always found that a very strange choice. I mean, with editing and stuff like that you could make that very easy.
Yeah, sorry for anything background, folks.
It's a very strange choice to not do authentic clone armor.
Hopefully, if we ever get an anthology film set in the prequel or something set in the prequel, we'll get something.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if we got a actual live-action Clone Wars movie?
Well, my hope is a flashback to the Clone Wars during the Obi-Wan film.
Yeah,
with cameo by Ahsoka.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I hope that Obi-Wan movie is actually true.
I have high hopes it is.
I hope so too. Hey, if they can make Transformers look good, they can make that movie really good.
Yeah, because Transformers this time can be directed by the guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah, and the trailer actually looks pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly.
Starscream looks like Starscream.
Yes, that's also really strange.
But I'm getting off topic.
But does Watto ever appear again after this?
Nope. Last time we see him, he's in a comic that's not even canon called Old Wounds, and Maul kills him.
Right there. Okay.
I like that card because it's reminiscent of like the stuff you see in Asia.
Yeah. Oh, they're speaking Huttese. Okay.
That's right. No matter.
What? What is remind me what race Wano is. I know what they're called.
Toydarian.
Toydarian, that's right.
The Jewish.
Which funny? The first episode of Clone Wars deals with the Toydarians.
A royal one.
Yeah. Funny enough.
Wano with a stereotypical Jewish accent.
Now, the other thing that people do hate about episode 1 is the racist aliens.
Well, I can understand why.
Yeah, I can understand that too.
We won't talk about it too much because we're white, so.
Yeah, I should not be talking about that, but I can understand that.
Exactly.
It's hilarious, but it's bad.
Very bad.
It's very bad. I was watching a show from a podcast that I like. They were doing a game show, and they named their team. They were like, we were talking about the least favorite thing from the Phantom Menace was the racist aliens. So our team name is Racist Aliens.
Oh man.
You know, Joel, come to think of it, I wonder how the whole thing with Shmi and Lars went. I wonder how that all went down.
Well, Lars seems like he's a pretty decent dude, all things considering.
Yeah. They're in Mos Eisley, right?
Yeah. No, I think... No, wait. No, it's not. I think this is Mos Espa. I don't think this is Mos Eisley. I think this is another Mos.
And New Hope, are we in Mos Eisley or Anchorhead?
No, we got the Mos Eisley in New Hope.
I can't remember because I remember Luke mentions Anchorhead.
I know where we are is not Mos Eisley. I know Anakin's not from there.
Well, technically, he's not even from there. He was a Sultan Gardula the Hutt at first.
That's true.
Funny thing, you only see Gardula
in
Bounty Hunter and Phantom.
Somebody once said that they should have made Naboo Alderaan.
I can see both sides of that. The other funny thing is the whole reason Boba's even here, it gets cut out because of Bounty Hunter. I do love this bomb.
Oh yeah, this bomb is excellent.
Seismic charges.
No, you hear the reason. You know about Boba's origins in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. It gets talked about. Well, you don't know the explicit reason.
Right. All we know is he wanted one unaltered clone for himself.
Yeah. That CGI actually doesn't look too bad. Also, Boba talking here doesn't work.
Yeah.
He's not emoting enough, sadly.
At least he didn't. I'm so glad that though Daniel Logan did not get the same treatment Jake Lloyd did.
Yeah, no kidding.
Heck, he came back, so, you know.
Yeah. Would it be funny if Jake Lloyd did come back?
No, I'm talking about Daniel Logan.
I know. Would it be funny if Jake Lloyd did come back, though?
Oh, Lord. Sorry to hear any noise in the background. To my phone music.
Hopefully Anakin taught you a little thing about flying, Obi-Wan. And Slave One must not need to cool down a lot. I guess.
Yeah, this is a good scene, though. I do like it.
Me too. I actually genuinely like the design of Slave One.
Oh, I love Slave One.
I only wish I got more to do. Which is funny, because in Bounty Hunter, you find out there were like 9 more like it, but they all got destroyed.
She's the last of her kind.
She's a fire spray for suit special or something like that.
I will say this movie does become better after you play some Bounty Hunter.
Yes.
I mean, that's not canon anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately. Also, that means, what the hell is that other Mandalorian that's in Bounty Hunter? I forget his name. Huh?
Jasper Marie?
No, not Jasper. And Jaster, not Jasper, Jaster.
Jaster. Oh, I know.
Montrose.
Played by Clancy Brown.
Yeah, I'm worth more alive. You're worth enough dead. Federation. How did Obi-Wan not know those were Federation ships?
He does.
Oh, okay. Aren't the Geonosians all basically dead now in New Canon?
Yes.
Didn't they get genocided?
Oh, yeah. They got fertilized or something. Not fertilized, like... I forget the term.
Genocided.
Yeah, we'll just say genocide. Pretty much. It's the same thing, genocide.
What, did a plague break out that was put in place or something?
No, they made the queen fertile.
Oh, that sucks.
So she couldn't lay any eggs.
Mm. I also like the design of Geonosis.
Mm-hmm. See? He says Federation.
Oh, yeah. It's an unusual amount of concentration. Start connecting them dots, Obi-Wan. Connect them dots.
Connect them dots, connect them dots, connect them dots.
Now, I will say, the one thing I never liked about 1 is that Anakin building 3PO.
There's a good comic, though, that kind of uses that idea to play with.
Yeah. On a concept level, that's a very contrived idea. But see what I mean, Joel? There's a lot more here to like than I think people give it credit for.
Definitely.
Now, to be fair, let's you and I both agree. This is not a great movie by any means.
I still think it's probably the worst Star Wars film.
Between this and Menace, yeah.
Menace for me is a lot more fun.
I can see that. The problem with that is that Menace, I don't think truly gets good until the later half.
See, I like the first act. It's the second act that drags for me. And then the third act, if we pop back out.
Yeah. The problem with me is everything on Tatooine.
Oh, yeah.
That really brings the movie down quite a bit for me. Because I feel like we do nothing for quite a while. Which is funny. I feel like we do more here in this entire movie than we do in that entire second act.
Well, here at least Tatooine has some character purpose.
Exactly.
And Lars and Uncle Owen and Anakin meet. And then they never meet again. That's another structural issue, the whole how the Owen and Aunt Beru fit into this.
Yeah.
I wonder if he lived after episode 3, because we never see him again.
I always wondered that too. I always wondered what happened to Clay.
Did Luke have like a grandpa to just?
That's what I wonder too.
I mean, I can understand if he's dead by the time of episode 4, but.
Oh yeah, of course. Evaporators. Call back to episode 4.
Yep. Nice to see the homestead.
Yep. I do like Anakin's reaction here. Some of it, mind you. He over-emotes a bit too much here.
Definitely. I
think part of my problem with that, with him over-emoting, is that's not typically Vader.
Well, to be fair, Vader's a husk, like you said, by the time Vader starts.
True, but even with a mask on, we know what Vader's typically thinking.
I think Kylo, though, helps redeem this, though, because you look at Kylo, like, you just see that face of, like, it's always twitching and, like, ready to have a breakdown.
Well, the thing about Kylo is he's torn. He even says it in episode 7.
Yeah.
He says, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
And then he does it.
Yeah. He wants to lean more to the dark side, but that the last bit of love he had for those people is still clinging to him. And that's obviously still there because he doesn't kill Leia.
Oh, yeah. That's always one of my questions with Last Jedi. Like, does he know Leia's even in crate by the end? Like,
I would imagine he does.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
If Luke's defending them, I think he would realize that after Luke fades. Yeah, I would think that would be obvious.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Are we in the Duel of Fates scene, by the way?
This is a good scene. I do like this scene. Good tonal shift for a Vader-esque. Jawas.
Jawas.
Ever seen a Jawa without its hood on?
Yes, and it's disgusting.
Yes, it is fucking disgusting.
And finally, we see that we're about to meet the villains.
Yes. About how long are we into this?
Hour 15.
So we got about 45, 50 minutes to go.
No, we have an hour 6.
Oh, okay. What is the longest Star Wars movie? Episode 3?
No, I think it's Last Jedi.
Oh, is it Last Jedi?
I think so. I think Last Jedi beat it out.
I think Last Jedi's like 2.5 or 2 hours and 23.
No, I think Last Jedi beats this movie. I think Last Jedi is just really well paced.
Yeah. Well, this has been a really big slog, oddly enough. It's going by a lot quicker than I thought it would.
I don't know. But then again, I just watched Last Jedi, and I think that went quicker, but I was enjoying myself.
Oh, yeah, Last Jedi's definitely quicker. I'm not denying that.
I think it's tighter, for one thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a definite, Joel. I'm going to say this isn't a complete slog. It's a slog, but not a complete slog. And here's basically the introduction of Dooku. This is a really bad introduction for Dooku.
Oh, yeah.
Really bad introduction to him.
Poor Dooku. He's like the Snoke of this trilogy in some ways.
Yeah. Except he doesn't even get to do it nearly. He doesn't even get to do as much as Snoke.
I don't know. I think he does just as little as Snoke.
No, I think Snoke does more, and that's saying something.
I'll say this. I think Dooku has more of a background, though.
Of what we're told, yeah. Also, we see the banking clan. We see the Techno Union, Federation.
What Tambor?
Also, the funny thing is, I like what's done with the Techno Union and that the 2D Clone Wars thing.
And the banking clan.
Yeah.
Sandhill.
The banking clans are kind of cowards. The Techno Union, all that stuff is kind of screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
I do like what we see with the Techno Union and in that special. That's where Anakin loses his first robotic arm.
That's right.
And that's where we see that story of what he will eventually become as Vader.
What he will become. Here comes the Sand People scene.
Oh, God.
That's a big jump.
Hey, it's that thing, which we see later that almost kills Padme.
No, that's a different thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a different thing.
The other thing's more of a cat-like creature.
Yeah. Those Tusken suits had to be hot as hell to stay in.
I heard in A New Hope, one guy almost died wearing them.
Oh, God.
Couldn't breathe. Or was so hot.
So what do the Tuskens actually do to Shmi?
I can only imagine not good things.
Yeah. Does Anakin have some... I'm not going to go there. In fact, I really don't want to know.
Yep, let's think about it.
I do like the scene between the two.
Yeah.
And I like how he emotes here.
Oh yeah, this is realistic as heck.
I even buy the anger here than I do when he freaks out in the Homostate. But in the Homostate, it gets really overboard. He sounds like a really angsty teenager just whining.
Oh, big time.
That's dark.
Yep.
It's always darker when the eyes will stay open. See, this is genuinely good. Funny thing, after watching Game of Thrones for so long, these kinds of torture things are actually nothing to me.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
That's the key. This is tame.
Yes. And see, I buy him freaking out like this.
I think he needs to be more freaked out, though.
Yeah. Which is funny because in the Clone Wars special...
Oh yeah, he just goes all out.
He goes all out. He just he force crushes those Techno Union guys and just crushes them. I'm also surprised they don't freak out more about this, about Anakin.
Well, did Anakin even tell them what happened?
No, Yoda can definitely feel what happened.
Well, he's only feeling pain and suffering, but...
Death, I feel.
Yeah, but did Anakin give him the specifics?
Probably not, but this should have been key word for Yoda.
The only people who know are Padme and Palpatine.
Well, not that. Well, the thing is, Yoda could have just narrowed down the odds. How the hell who would have died that caused this much pain for him? There should have been a red flag right here, Yoda. That's all I'm saying. Should have been a red flag. Now here the movie drags a bit.
Yeah.
Now we start dragging.
You're right. It's going quicker than I thought. I thought it was going to be way bigger slog.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because I assume we're about to come up on probably the worst scene in this movie.
I like the factory scene because it's just mindless.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that. I don't hate the factory scene as much as I think it's just pretty superfluous. I like the action. I just don't. It doesn't matter much in the long run. Okay, we're coming up on the cringe moment in this movie. I think that scene would work better if he freaked out a bit more while killing all the raiders.
Oh yeah, I think it should have been more like when he freaked out against the Techno Union.
Yeah, like I said, tonally at odds.
Exactly.
By all means, people, we are not calling this a good movie. Don't get that idea.
Oh no, of course not.
Is it the worst?
We're just saying I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's as terrible as people make it out to be. And this is coming from someone who did not like this movie for the longest time. But the more I've watched it, the more it's opened up to me. Keep in mind, Joel's also the person who said to me, after years of not liking 2, that's finally starting to warm up to him.
Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay.
Yes.
You only said 2.
Oops.
Well, to be fair, I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is better than this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. See, now this is genuinely good.
See, I like that.
I do too.
That's a good line.
Yeah. I'm always good at fixing things, always was.
I like Anakin being a tinkerer.
I do too. I just wish we saw him do it more.
You actually see that in the Vader comic. Vader just tinkering with, droids and such.
Nice.
And now it's getting bad.
Yeah, now we're getting to the bad part, especially right here. Well, I should be. See, here's what we start doing. We're doing 2 different sides of Vader here, and that's where I'm confused about what they're trying to tell me about Vader. Now, see, the jealous line, that's fine.
Not great.
Not great, but it's better than what's coming. Also, I find it kind of funny the way Padme just kind of reacts to him just violently killing all of them.
Yeah.
I killed them all.
To be fair, I'm reading all this, so it's like I have it on mute, so it kind of does make it sound bad.
Well, also, I can't remember what it sounds like.
I kind of, but I think I've seen some time. One's overacting, one's underacting.
Yes. And see, there are times where it kind of dials back, but then, I wish we actually just saw him break down and fully cry.
That'd be nice. But I don't know. I don't think I want to see that, because that's overacting to a gazillion.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually full out cry.
There we go. He's getting there. He's getting there, though.
He's getting there. Padme's like, yeah, you just killed a bunch of people, but, YOLO, right? Well, for Anakin, you only live twice. Who else is buried there?
Oh.
Now, I do like this. I do genuinely like this. Okay, him reaching for that sand isn't as organic as I'd like it to be. I think that's where Lars is like, well, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't strong enough. Who do you think you are, Riku?
Well played, Joel. Well played.
That's some Kingdom Hearts dialogue right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you know it's doing something wrong.
Nomura, is that you?
I know. Where did you come from?
Also, the sad part is we don't have the canon reason as to why 3PO has gold-plated armor in 3.
Oh yeah, 'cause they talked about that in the 2D Clone Wars too.
Yeah. Which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
I also like Padme taking the reins here.
That's kind of the sad thing about both the prequels and the prequels and the original. The female character kind of gets the shaft in the third one.
Yeah.
Like, Padme's bland and all, but at least she does stuff in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
She's part of the gang.
Yeah.
And then in 3, it's kind of like...
She's there to have babies and get killed.
Except in the deleted scenes. She's actually pretty good.
What's in the deleted scenes?
Her helping forming the alliance with Bail and Mon Mothma.
Oh, Padme?
Uh-huh.
So she doesn't? She wasn't originally supposed to die?
No, she was supposed to die. She was just going to be part of, like, the group of senators who were, like, the opposition to Palpatine and then maybe secretly having to start the Rebel Alliance.
Oh. Well, now we have another canon reason as to how that came about.
Actually, no, it sticks pretty close to what Revenge of the Sith was setting up.
Yeah. Thankfully, they uncanonized The Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I remember playing that game like, wait, that's how the Rebel Alliance started? So Vader unintentionally started the Rebel Alliance?
Whoops.
Oopsie. See? Her taking the reins. I like that.
Yeah.
And like why he likes her.
I think people give Padme too much grief sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Not all of it's undeserved, but I think there's
not all of it's undeserved.
But I think a lot of people say, "Oh, Padme's terrible." I think there's people make good points.
Yeah. What kind of alien is that?
Ooh, it's not Aqualish, is it? I forget.
No, I don't think it's an Aqualish.
I forget what 3-eyed dudes are.
I'm surprised that Gungan did not have more places on the Senate.
There are some other Gungan reps, I think, but I wish Palpatine was in this movie more too.
Me too. I do like the scene at the end where you see him looking on the clone troops.
Yeah.
The one funny thing is the one meme people love to make about Jar Jar, when Jar Jar has a girlfriend and you don't.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And this is Count Dooku's kind of real introduction.
Yeah. I'll petition immediately to have you set free. does it take for them to figure out that Dooku's a Sith Lord?
Till the 6th season of Clone Wars.
Lord.
Well, remember, they don't know he's... Well, hold on. Okay, I think the idea is they think Dooku's part of the dark side, but I don't think they know he's a Sith Lord.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, jokes on them.
No, because in the 6th season of Clone Wars...
Oh, I know.
They find out he's Darth Tyrannus, and they don't know who that is for quite a bit.
I wish she were still alive. I could use his help right now.
It's sad. It's kind of sad is that in some ways Obi-Wan is kind of Count Dooku's unofficial grandson.
Yeah. Wait, why?
Because Qui-Gon was like Dooku's son when he was a Padawan.
True.
Remember, Dooku taught Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon taught Obi-Wan.
Well, I know. Yeah, it really sucks. I also would have loved to have seen Dooku and Jin interact.
And who? Oh, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen Qui-Gon and Dooku interact.
Yeah, maybe you should have introduced Dooku in episode 1 too.
Yeah, exactly. I would have loved to have seen Liam Neeson and Christopher Lee interact.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they know that Maul was a Sith Lord?
I think so, yes. Or they suspect he's a Sith Lord.
I forget how sometimes incompetent incompetent some of the Jedi are in this.
You do get played. I'll say that much.
Very badly, mind you. Now, mind you, the funny thing about I'm going to say this is kind of on topic. The thing about Operation 66, Order 66 that I like, Operation Nightfall, is that in the Battlefront 2 games, it's not played that it's the chip that's controlling them. They're just troops following orders.
Yeah.
That whole scene where one of the clone troopers is talking before the mission says, "We all knew what it was that we were about to do and what we were going to do, but no one said a word that entire trip, not a word." Yeah, that was always a really cool scene in Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, that mission's hard, but good.
Yeah, it's a fun mission too because you get to fight all the Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, it's them.
Yep. Those big green-haired dude, green-skinned dudes.
Oh, did I see some of the people from Utapau?
Maybe. I don't know. Utapau was actually, in fact, a very old planet idea George had for a long time.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much George reuses in Star Wars eventually.
Yeah. I've always loved the Senate Chamber.
Oh yeah, Senate Chamber's awesome. With the Rhodians.
Especially with the design of especially with what happens to it in 3.
Oh yeah.
Where you see Yoda versus Sidious. I also like that we refer to Palpatine as Darth Sidious in The Last Jedi.
That's a good. Oops, sorry. That's a good callback. Sorry.
As these guns on Camino, I will. What is the canon reason they have the clones again?
It's the same. It's Sifo Dyas. It's the conspiracy by the Sith.
That's just not as detailed as it once was.
Pretty much, yeah.
That sucks. And now to the most pointless accident machine that's actually pretty cool looking, but still pointless. I would think I'd want to find a more stealthy way to get in. I'm not interested in getting into a war here. What?
I kind of miss some of the deleted scenes on Geonosis with Padme, because they really do some good work here with her.
Yeah. Don't worry, I've given up trying to argue with you.
That's another good line.
Yeah, that is a good line. My obtuse little friend. Why has 3PO never used that after this? Also, the other unfortunate scene is the meeting between R2 and 3PO is not as good in Episode 1.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate. I'm pretty sure this is all set designed.
It looks pretty real.
Yeah. That Snoke doesn't, but, you know. You seem to do an excess amount of thinking. 3PO, you're a droid! People without brains tend to do an awful lot of thinking. Don't you know that, 3PO? I also don't like the gag of 3PO being on a droid.
Yeah. Oh, really? I like it. I think it's funny.
I think it's a little corny. Well, I'd like it better if that was the way the tone had been played throughout the rest of the film. Are these hatchlings?
I don't know. I think so. They're definitely youngins.
I don't know what the point of this scene is, but, you know.
To show the creepiness of the Geonosians?
If they were creepy.
I think they're creepy.
Well, I would think that they were not as fodderdized as they were. Wouldn't it be funny if she accidentally fell on that hot ass silicon?
Ooh, ow. Ooh.
Oh. I do like their guns.
Yeah, they got some cool weapons, and they can use them in Battlefront.
Yeah. Well, you can place the Geonosians in Battlefront.
Yeah, I think so.
2 you can, anyway. Original 2, mind you.
Right.
Okay, now this is, compared to the rest of the movie, this is the most pointless action scene. Because I don't know what their plan was, if there even was one.
It seemed very improvised.
Imagine if all those droids turned on and just pointed at them. How 3PO is able to do this is beyond me.
Who knows? I do like seeing the factory, though.
I do too.
Seeing all the
I like
B1s.
seeing it. I like seeing the factory. It's just I just wish it was more plot relevant. You know what's funny? R2 has all these gadgets, and yet he has none of them in the original trilogy.
I think somebody canonized it to say something along the lines of he lost that ability. Or something, I don't know.
Or maybe it just got modified.
Maybe.
Wouldn't it be funny if Luke made him the badass R2 again?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, yeah.
Not much to talk about here, people, because not a lot is happening.
Yep.
Other than action scene. Wait, how is his bot? You know, I'm not even going to question it.
Nope. Best not.
This is where it becomes a kids movie.
Well, these are all kids' movies.
Well, this is where it becomes more of a kids movie.
Phantom Menace, I think it's like the most kid movie friendly ever.
Yes. This movie, it's like this movie, but then you have this movie where they're doing this, and then you're like, that thing just lost his head. Apparently, it's not meant for kids.
Well, that's the strange thing about it, too. It's like kid movie, but also Anakin dealing with his sexual problems.
Sexual problems, people lose their heads, loses an arm, you know. Apparently, it's not meant for kids.
Fascism, slaughter.
Fascism, slaughter, very bad fascism.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't mean anything by the end. It's just fascism for the sake of fascism.
The best kind. No.
I love that, just like the best kind.
I get.
Also, I never was able to figure out which one she was in.
Which one? Oh, the
Yeah, it's not the way it's directed. It's not good. Not good.
not good. Not good. Shucks. Make Star Wars great again.
I was waiting for you to do that. I'm surprised this fall didn't kill her.
I don't know. I can see maybe. I can kind of see it.
Or at least that she didn't break a bone, because that shit looks hard in there. Again, this line will mean nothing. It's just a funny joke to pay off something that doesn't really pay it off. You know what's sad, Joel?
What?
Anakin's lightsaber is not as important as it is in the original trilogy.
I mean, to be fair, you lose it in Empire, so. Actually, you know what?
True.
That's a good point. Is this the same lightsaber?
No, it doesn't. This lightsaber isn't. The design is a completely different lightsaber.
Okay, I'm always so confused. I lose track. Okay,
No.
so I'm about to
There
look.
are movies where his lightsaber becomes a thing, so that's like, okay, that's very strange. All right.
This next scene coming up is actually pretty good.
I do too.
I love the music and the kiss and the way it's shot.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like one of the most.
It feels genuine too.
Yeah, it's like one of the most powerful love moments.
Yeah.
See, I'd buy him saying that. I would say that too. In some cases, I kind of do buy that these are just teenagers who happen to be a Jedi and a senator.
Yeah, I also love the line she gives here. I think our lives are about to be destroyed anyway.
See, I can kind of buy it if you think of it from like a teenager perspective.
Yeah.
Again, a teenager who's a senator and a Jedi Knight. Or
Okay, I truly, deeply love you.
Okay.
But here, and before we die, I want you to know that's good. Now, the directing here is actually decent.
And the music.
Yeah.
I love the music here.
Yep. And Obi-Wan's like, ah, hell.
I love this arena, though.
I do too. I love that smile he gives Obi-Wan. He's like, hey, man, what's up? Where do you got my message? I'd retransmit it just as you requested, Master. Rescue you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's funny.
Yeah. Now, how Padme's able to climb that, your guess is as good as mine. I guess she uses the chain, I guess. And she's more athletic than I thought she was. Oh, yeah, we see the Akle. Forgot about that. The thing from Felucia.
Yep.
What the hell is that thing called? The horned thing?
I forget. It's not a Rancor, is it?
No, it is not a Rancor.
Alright, that's something else. I always forget what that one's called.
Rancor are the things that you see a whole bunch in Force Unleashed.
That's right. And in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. And that's the thing you see on Malastare.
Yep.
I wish we saw Malastare more.
That'd be cool.
That's one everyone seems to forget about.
Ooh. You actually do see her pull out that pin.
Yeah,
So at least, like, see, I like that. Seeing her being resourceful.
yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if they retroactively made her a thief?
Yeah. I don't think that would work. She does come from a nice house.
Hey, not all people from nice houses are morally right.
So what, you're saying she's a klepto?
She could be. Why do you think some people are as rich as they are, Joel?
Eh. That ain't interesting. Ooh.
Now that shot doesn't look very real.
Yeah.
There's what is the Nemoidian's name?
New Ray.
Right. Is Rune Hako with him?
No, it's a different dude.
Rune Hako's with him in 1 and 3, right?
Yeah.
Why is Rune Hako not here?
I have no idea.
It's funny because he actually has presence in the Clone Wars show.
Yeah.
She can't do that. Shoot her or something.
We apologize in advance for all the racist Ray jokes we make.
Hey, the movie is really overbearing about its racism, so I can't really defend it.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the bug people are the ones who get genocide, and I can't defend that either.
Genosians.
Yeah, I know, but I was making that joke.
Oh.
Or that the Twi'leks are the prostitutes of the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
What is that joke you made, Joel? I forgot what you said is the something of the Star Wars universe.
Patisse is the Spanish of the Star Wars universe.
Yes. Sadly true. And what does that make the Hutts? Careful what you say here, Joel. We're going to get all kinds of flack for this, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
I do love, I like the kiss she gives him here. See?
Mm-hmm.
This is funny. Everyone's like, oh, shit. That one Geonosis is like, someone needs to do something. Actually, I shouldn't. Why am I speaking an accent? You know what's funny? Considering what Obi-Wan can do in Clone Wars, if anyone shot them with blasters, that wouldn't do much.
Here comes the droidy card. It's kind of... I like the third act because we're starting to see the droids again. Here comes Mace.
This motherfucker about to tear some shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Dooku not cut Dooku's head off right now?
I think it's out of respect. I think Dooku's just like... Remember, Dooku was a Jedi, so these are kind of like his colleagues.
Oh, there's Barriss Offee. Before she was a traitor.
Yep.
Before she was retconned to be a traitor. Doesn't Samuel come really close to saying motherfucker in Infinity War?
Yep. It's amazing.
Oh, the Super Battle Droids. Forgot they were here.
I love the B2s.
I just love getting to see Samuel L. Jackson do some shit. Couldn't they just force push them all down?
Well, you can't. Well, maybe you gotta concentrate, and you're getting blasted. So.
True. I guess it depends on the physics we're using. Are all these Jedi given names?
I would assume so. That's how Star Wars works.
Ooh. I also find it funny that Anakin has the green lightsaber. It sucks that we don't see anybody with yellow lightsabers.
I've only seen a yellow lightsaber once in a video game.
Well, yeah, that's where they only appear. The thing about the yellow lightsabers is that signifies a class. The blue is the Guardian, the gray is the Consular, yellow is the Sentinel.
Oh, that's right. No, wait, we do see yellow lightsabers in a TV show then.
Yeah. Yeah, Ahsoka has one.
No, hers is white. I'm talking about the Inquisitor.
No, I'm not. No, in Clone Wars, I think she has a yellow lightsaber at one point.
I don't remember. I don't think so, but maybe you're right.
Right, if you see this, can you confirm if she had a yellow one or not?
Yeah.
Also, sorry for not doing this commentary with you.
Ah.
This guy really tried, didn't he?
He's considered to be the worst Jedi ever.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Even in the comics?
Yep.
What's he like in the comics?
I don't know. I've never read it. I just know what I hear. I love the... Oh, here goes Jango.
Man, Jango really bites off more than he can chew here.
Yeah.
It really sucks, too.
Because he's taken out a Jedi before.
Well, technically. He's fended one off. Technically, Dooku killed her.
That's true.
Though he did kill that one Jedi right there. Jedi. Quote-unquote Jedi. Oh, that dude just lost his head. Apparently it's not meant for kids.
Yeah.
I love how Dooku even reacts. He's like, oh, shit. Which is kind of funny. Wouldn't it be funny if there were some cool cameos? Hey, Kit Fisto.
Giving that smile.
It's funny, you were the one Jedi who lasted the most against Palpatine before, yeah.
Yep.
You did the best, Kit Fisto. You tried. And you tried.
He tried. He tried.
I do like this line right here. You call this the diplomatic solution.
I don't know why, but she always sounds like she had an accent when she's saying that line.
She might. Who knows? Uh-oh. See, even the droids are like, nope, screw that noise, I'm out. Actually, funny thing, Ayla is in this battle.
That's right.
She's in it, you just don't see her. Well, you do see her. You see her right when they're all cornered. Would it be funny if we retroactively see R2 and 3PO in the Boba movie?
Oh, that'd be awesome. But we don't see him in Solo.
Yeah, that is true. Well, funny enough, they're the only two. They're technically the only two that see Boba go to Jango's head.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. R2's like, shut up, I'm trying to put your head back on. Technically, if they played it right, a sharpshooter clone could take out all of the Nemoidians.
Yeah.
I had the droid blaster for a little while.
Ooh, that's cool.
Wait, is that guy putting his lightsaber right in the ground? That's funny. Wow, out of all that Jedi, how many of them are alive? Ki-Adi-Mundi, Shakti, Plo Koon, Ayla, Fisto, Mace, Yarasaw Rey, Luminara. There's Ayla.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
And that one Jedi with the horns whose name I can never remember. Funny thing, Joel, the one episode in season 1 or 2 that I like is the one where Anakin gets really badly wounded and it's just Ahsoka and Ayla.
I forget that episode, so...
It's the one where they're stranded on that planet.
I don't know. Is that the one with the lemur people?
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
And here are the clone troopers. Clones finally attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Joel, here's a relevant question.
Okay.
If the Geonosians were the first to make the plans for the Death Star, why do they need Jyn Erso's father?
Oh, they need him to, hang on. Because they can't get the laser to work.
Oh, they need the. Oh, so he's the one that makes the kyber crystal laser.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun fact: in Battlefront 2, the original Battlefront 2, the reason they attack Magneto, the reason the clones attack Magneto, is to get the kyber crystal from there.
There's a deleted. There's an unfinished episode of Clone Wars where the primary objective is the Separatists trying to get a giant kyber crystal for something.
Actually, now that I think about it, they were technically working on the Death Star by Episode 3.
Oh yeah, Catalyst, the Death Star project was started during the Clone Wars.
Yeah. This is these scenes are cool and all, but I wish this had been more of the movie.
I think we all wish this had been more of the movie.
I'm glad those aren't the original Star Destroyers.
Well, they kind of are.
Well, they're not the newer ones. Which is funny, they still have those even in the Clone Wars, but they have the regular Star Destroyers. How can the army come up with Jedi so quickly? Dooku, I call bullshit. Dooku, you're playing them.
Oh yeah, he totally. Well, he has to play to his audience, you know.
True. I hope there were no Jedi on that.
I think there was, but I think they said he was alive in Clone Wars.
Nice. Actually, now that I think about it, Joel, technically, one of the Jedi that survived Order 67 was Ashad Het.
Oh yeah.
He's the one who would eventually become Darth Krayt.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I wonder if he's a Jedi at this point.
Yeah, he's a Jedi.
I wonder if he was at the Geonosis battle.
I would assume so.
Wouldn't it be funny if they retroactively made him one of the people in that scene?
Yeah.
That would have been like they did with Rex in Episode 6. Those things are way too flimsy. This is the thing. I do not know why they didn't make just authentic clone armor.
I don't know, money, budgeting. I'm sure I'm sure they have a reason.
I hope so, because considering the Jango armor looks great and that's authentic, I don't know why they couldn't have done it with the clone armor.
God, I love these shots though. These are always so epic.
I do too. Like I said, I just wish it had been more of the movie. Hey, ATTEs.
Just two massive armies just coming ahead.
I will say one of the scenes I love from the Clone Wars movie was the battle on Teth.
Yeah.
When they're climbing that big spire.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
I love that battle. Another line from that Clone Wars movie that I like is after the battle's over, Ahsoka's looking all defeated, and Anakin sits down beside her and says, "You reckless little one. You never would have made it as Obi-Wan's Padawan." She looks even more depressed. "But you might make it as mine."
That is a good line.
Yeah. And there is the origins of the Death Star, basically. I wonder where Mendo is at this time.
He's like working at some like the Republic Construction Science Division. I don't know.
See all that now. This looks pretty decent. There go the Nemoidians.
Yep.
Running to live another day until 3, where they all get
killed.
Yeah. Don't the Nemoidians after that get put into slavery?
Yes, and then they're killed.
That sucks. Oh, that's right. We do see Cato Nemoidia on in episode 3.
Just briefly.
We briefly see it. That's where Plo Koon dies.
Yep.
I feel like Plo Koon went out the worst way possible.
Yeah.
He just gets gunned down. Oh, it's those things.
We never see those things again.
We see them in the 2D Clone Wars.
That's right.
Briefly. Wasn't that destroyed everything else? Why am I questioning physics in the Star Wars?
We're 19. We got 19 minutes to go.
Yep. This hasn't been as much of a slog as I thought it was going to be.
I don't know. I think it's been a little slow from my end. Not as slow as I would have thought, but still.
That's what I meant. It's not as slow as I thought it was going to be. I never said it wasn't slow. Don't y'all have guns or something? Can't y'all fire at them?
No, they're out of rockets. They said they were out of rockets.
Yeah, but they have beam stuff, don't they?
I don't know. I don't know.
That is the fakest fall ever. Do you see the way Padme fell? She looks like she just actually looks like she was jumping into a pool. That looked so bad. It was hilarious. I only thought that would end the war now. I love that optimism, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
The sad part is that Obi-Wan's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot Yoda versus Dooku's coming up.
Yep.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen Yoda do more fights.
Yeah. Yoda in his prime.
Well, prime. All things considered.
Yeah.
That sucks. The droid's like, oh, I'm out. Also somehow blocking lightning, and this never comes up again.
Actually was going to in Return of the Jedi, but Luke tossed the lightsaber.
Yeah. It said that Obi-Wan never bested Dooku.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense, actually.
Well, Dooku's supposed to be like a great duelist.
Yeah. And yet, Anakin beats the one who beats him, and Obi-Wan beats him, so, you know.
True.
And both times he fights, Obi-Wan always loses.
I don't know why, but Padme run looks more like a jog.
Yeah. Well, they are on sand. Jump, Anakin, jump. with you, boy. It's the only time I ever see someone in the series fight with 2 lightsabers.
Do we? Oh, yeah.
Alright, this is where the fight becomes shit. And it sucks, because this could have been really good. The music here is great, but the directing, no. See what I mean?
Too close up.
Too close up, you can't see shit. What the hell? What? That was... What?
That is a little gravitas. At least Luke can't get cut off at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, Anakin literally just sat there. What, did he cower or something? That might be my least favorite part of the movie now.
I like this.
I do too.
Too.
I don't know why they filmed that scene so up close.
I don't know, maybe because of the lighting, they wanted us to show, like, the face and the light and the dark and the shadows.
I guess.
Also proves the lightsabers do reflect light.
Yeah.
In the prequels. The reason people think they stopped doing that during the prequels.
Well, that, and, maybe, the only argument I would make is maybe they were showing that maybe, Lee could not keep up with the choreography, but he was doing pretty well against Obi-Wan.
Well, you know, Christopher Lee was no spring chicken here.
Yeah, but he kept up pretty well against Obi-Wan.
He's actually older than he was in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I know. No, this is pretty cool. Which is weird because they filmed the scene with him and Yoda fighting fine, which is kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I know it's CGI, but even so. Technically, Yoda would win.
Yeah.
Let's be real, Joel. If he wanted to, Yoda could have killed Dooku.
I don't like the nitpick complaint also about Yoda losing a lightsaber.
I don't either.
It's cool.
I do too.
He's a Jedi. You should know how to use one.
Yeah. The music here is great, and hearing Yoda shout too is really cool.
Oh yeah.
I know Dooku's. He may not have as much power as Dooku, but he has to be careful against Yoda.
I mean, Dooku's pretty powerful.
Well, I know Yoda's powerful, but technically, just in body mass, Dooku would be much stronger. But even so, Yoda's a lot quicker.
Size matters not. Remember.
Yeah. I want to move, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
The sad part is Yoda doesn't have much presence in the the 1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have any presence in 1.
Yeah, and he has a little in 2, which kind of sucks.
Dooku's private ship, I bet, is really comfy.
I would imagine so.
Especially when you got your own droid pilot, like you don't have to deal with anybody.
Oh yeah, it's a solar sailor. Forgot about that.
I love the solar sailor.
You get to see the Federation troops going up into the ships.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I guess the lightsaber kind of seared his arm shut, I guess. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing about getting an arm cut off and with a lightsaber is that I guess that sears your wound shut.
That's good.
I'd imagine so. There's Coruscant.
Yep.
And Sidious, we see, or Palpatine. Well, we know it's Palpatine, but we all knew that.
We haven't gotten to that part yet. Duke is still landing.
Well, I know that, but I think all of us knew as soon as we saw Palpatine who he was, even in episode 1.
I know some people who didn't. I heard there were rumors back in the day that he was like a clone or like a twin brother.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of weird things about prequel rumors back in the day.
Well, especially he is called Palpatine. He's not even called Sidious in the original trilogy.
They don't even call him Palpatine in the original trilogy.
I believe they call him that in the original trilogy, actually.
Nope, it's just the Emperor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Palpatine comes later in the that's an EU thing. Well, I think that's not an EU thing, but it's definitely like a note.
Yeah. And here comes Sidious. One thing I never knew about Palpatine is he always trying to kill Anakin, or is he just trying to beef him up?
He's trying to beef him up.
I wonder if the funny thing is the moment Dooku realized he really fucked up is when Sidious just casts him aside.
Oh yeah.
That's when he realized, oh yeah, I really fucked up.
They do some good stuff in the Revenge of the Sith novelization about that.
Yeah. And now we're coming up on the end of the movie.
Fun fact, Dooku actually thinks Anakin's going to be under him, so Dooku's totally in on the double game being played here.
Well, it's just funny because if we're going by the rule of two thing, then how would that work?
Anakin's not a Sith, he's like an acolyte of the dark side.
Dooku's even more stupid than I thought he was.
But to be fair, City's kind of giving up on the rule of two by kind of the end here. Like, no Sith really ever truly follows the rule of two to the T.
True.
Not even Plagueis did.
Yeah.
Very loosey-goosey,
It would not have been a victory. I like what Yoda says, victory.
Yeah, this is a good line.
Yeah. A victory. The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun the Clone War has.
This is good. This is some good thematic stuff here.
This is also really good.
I love the Imperial March here.
I do too. The use of the Imperial March here is really good. It's a very good tonal shift, and it just shows what's to come.
What the Republic's turning into.
Yep.
I wonder where this is actually supposed to be. Like, do all the clones live here now, or what? I doubt it, but...
I would imagine, I don't know exactly where this is. I would imagine it's probably near the Senate chambers, probably.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I guess it's like the hangar bay for the...
I would imagine it's a hangar bay, because in 3 we do know there is one. We know there is a hangar bay. I love the way Bale looks here.
Yeah, poor guy. But a wedding.
Also, that arm, his robot arm looks terrible.
You mean as a prop or just as a...
Just aesthetically.
Like maybe that's supposed to be the point.
Which is funny because in 3 it's basically...
It's funny earlier I said these were like teens, but I think they're both in their 20s.
Yeah. Well, Padme's in her 30s. Anakin's in his early 20s. He's 10 or 8 in 1, so he's 18 or 20 a year.
I think he has to be 20.
He has to be.
I mean, hey, it's a galaxy far, far away. Who are we to judge? When they're both adults, it's all consensual at this point.
Well, what is the age of consensual in Star Wars if there even is one?
I'm sure it's probably even weirder than that. Anyway, that's the movie.
Yep, that's the movie.
Oh boy. So, final thoughts, Cole?
Like I said, I don't think this movie deserves the flack. Is it great? Oh no, it's by no means is it great. Is it as bad as everyone says it is? No, I don't think so.
I think the point we're both trying to make here, you're trying to make more, is this movie has some merit.
Yes, exactly.
There's something here.
Under all the inconsistencies and tonal inaccuracies and the tonal shifts, there's a good movie here.
I think you can say that about all the prequels, to be fair.
Yeah, but this one even more so. It's apparent here. It's just overshadowed by all the bad that sticks out more than the good.
The dark side over bears the light. But yeah, do you want to watch some of the credits? See if there's anything good in here.
See, I would watch the credits, but I can't hear the music, so it's kind of lost on me.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, folks, that was our Attack of the Clones commentary. The one of many. There will be a lot of commentaries here on my channel of Star Wars over the years with various people.
Yep.
As our opinions change and as new movies help recontextualize things.
Lord knows we may do a commentary on this movie again sometime in the future.
Who knows? Yeah. Okay, cool. That was a good question. Do you think like Last Jedi or anything or the new movies have recontextualized the prequels in any way for you?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think only time will tell with that. Because Last Jedi is still new.
That's true.
It's still very new. It hasn't really it hasn't really set itself in really well yet, so it's really hard to say. Kenny Baker.
Mm-hmm. Well, folks, I think we should log off for now. And until next time, see ya. Later.